Yo, how's it going? I hope everybody had a good holiday season, Happy New Year and all that. Making a bit more of a casual video to wrap up 2023 and start off the new year with weekly uploads. So here's my most used tools of 2023. Some camera gear, some organization stuff, some regular tools, all kinds of stuff. I do a lot of different kinds of projects in my tiny little apartment studio space, and that means having a lot of different kinds of tools, which means organization. One of my favorite solutions that I've found for myself is using these little 30 caliber ammo cases. These little boxes are the perfect size for small toolkits, stuff like zip ties, my Dremel tools, sandpaper, welding accessories, staple gun. And the best part is you can get them for really cheap. They're like $6 or $7 at Harbor Freight, but they go on sale for like $4 sometimes. And I stacked that with my employee discount when I worked there to get 25 of them for like $3 each. The next tool I want to talk about is actually stored in one of these ammo cases. A Dremel or rotary tool is one of the most versatile tools in making all kinds of projects, and funny enough, this one is actually the first power tool I ever bought. This is like a cheapo, like $10, $15 Menards pickup, but it just refuses to die. I use this thing all the time and it keeps going. So shout out to the cheapo tools. In a similar respect, actually, my palm sander is one of the other tools I've had for the longest. And this thing also refuses to die. This was some as-is purchase from Harbor Freight for a discount. I guess it shouldn't be a surprise that the simplest tools, the ones that are just a motor that spins around, don't tend to die super quick, but it's impressive. Now, in the world of camera gear, I've made a lot of purchases this year, but one of the ones that I've enjoyed the most was actually just a $60 microphone. The Sennheiser MKE 200. It's a tiny little shotgun mic, but it packs the punch of a much larger unit. The actual sound pickup is isolated in this barrel in a way that means without any sort of wind muff on it, it protects against wind noise way better than the other units do. So it can be this really high quality, compact, low-key looking unit that doesn't stick out as much as like a Rode Video Micro with a big old fluffy thing on top of your camera. I'm actually gonna steal the windscreen from this thing and put it on this mic because I don't have a pop filter for it yet. Two of my other most used tools in 2023 are my pocket camera and my pocket notebook. I just made a video about these, but I didn't mention one other use case of the pocket camera is actually just using it as a voice memo. Say when I have an idea for a video or a project and I'm driving, I can't write it down. I'll just turn on this camera and just kind of talk into it. Anyway, this is just a voice memo. I had a fun idea. Pocket notebook, I've been journaling every day in 2023, which has actually been super useful. Been using it to track my sleep schedules, projects, all that stuff. I use a Field Notes 48-page dot grid notebook. I probably go through one of these every couple months, depending on how much I'm writing down. I use gaff tape to stiffen up the front page so it stays open nicely, and Energel Pentel pen dries pretty quick, doesn't smear. Another one of my most frequently used tools in 2023, I guess it's more of a material, but scrap wood, man. My most common sources are pallets from stores that are getting rid of them. Sometimes Facebook Marketplace, people are getting rid of a lot of scrap wood from home renovations. And even occasionally well-built wood furniture sitting on the side of the road can be used to take apart and harvest wood. My whole computer desk setup here, this pallet wood tool wall, this desk, are mostly scrap wood. All this framing across the top, scrap wood. This piece that I used in the Tucson video, scrap wood. This thing is scrap wood. That's scrap wood. The speakers are scrap wood. These pallets are what remained after harvesting some wood for the monster truck office chair project. I've got more scrap wood over here waiting to be turned into shelves. This little monitor stand I'm not using right now, all scrap wood. Another scrap wood bucket. More scrap wood over here. As a matter of fact, I actually have more scrap wood sitting in my car I need to pull out right now. 2x4s. There's a lot of nails in these boards. I gotta be careful not to cut myself. If you're willing to deal with using the offcuts, pulling old nails and screws in exchange for free wood, it's a hell of a deal. Back to the studio, another one of my most frequently used tools, or maybe just one of my favorite tools, is this Pentel Presto correction marker. It's just a simple, tiny little paint marker with a metal tip. You squeeze it to control the flow. And I use this thing all the time. I haven't checked, but I feel like I use this thing in every video on my channel. It works on every surface, metal tip, so it doesn't wear out. It lasts longer than you think for how small it is. I bought this thing in New York City in August. I do various doodles and markings on my desks, writing notes to myself, using it to illustrate points on videos, marking, where and when I got different things. It's honestly probably just more fun than it is useful, but I love it. I'm trying to mention more small, applicable things rather than like expensive, cool products. Like I could say this was one of my best purchases in 2023, this carbon fiber Ulanzi travel tripod. Clip it to the side of my backpack, goes everywhere. But I'm not trying to get anybody to buy anything. I'm just sharing some stuff that I found useful in my year. Now, a more conceptual thing than a specific tool that I've found useful in 2023 is the idea of a daily uniform. I don't know if you relate, but at any point, there's always one outfit in my closet that I feel the most comfortable in, that I feel the most myself in. And in the past year, I've just kind of embraced that and bought a crap ton of the same, the same shirt, the same pants. I wear the same racing jacket every day. I used to waste so much money on clothes. I used to be super into collecting sneakers, which is still interesting to me, but I wear the same ones every day now. Sakai Nike blazer, if you're curious. Hella overbuilt. It's like a work boot, but comfy as a sneaker. In my circumstance of filming myself almost every day, having the continuity of wearing the same thing all the time is pretty useful. But even in a personal sense, just waking up in the morning and already knowing what I'm gonna put on, it's gonna make me feel comfortable and good. Just cutting out those tiny everyday stresses, My next useful tool from 2023 is switch boxes, things you can plug outlets into and flip off lights, wiring various things. I have like my camera wired up to one of these switches. This whole workstation over here is wired up to one switch, all these different light bulbs. All these background lights on this shelf set are all on one switch. It seems like such a dead simple thing, but not having to go around to each one of these things and switch them off individually is a big time saver. Especially at my desk, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 lights that are wired up to these switches. They're all just like clearance hardware store under cabinet lights for like kitchens. They're like $10 for a pair or something like that. I just put a ton of them under this diffuser. Now, possibly the only item over $100 on this list. This might be under $100 even. Milwaukee 12-volt drill driver. I actually have now a 20-volt DeWalt drill driver, but this thing's bigger, heavier, more torqueier, if that's a word. And I find myself using the smaller 12-volt one more often for most of my purposes. I'm using fairly soft common wood, and I just don't need all the torque and bulk of the 20-volt model. I use the 20-volt impact over the 12-volt impact, but when it comes to the regular drill driver, it's the 12-volt. Also, yes, I do use both Milwaukee and DeWalt tools. I've also used both Android and iPhone, and I think Ford and Chevy both make a good truck. Okay, I lied actually. One more item over $100. This thing, the Nan Light Forza 60 something with a softbox, big old studio light. It's the only dedicated videography light that I have between all the, clearance junk that I usually use. I will probably get more of these when I move to a place with less natural light than these giant industrial windows, but this thing has been killer ever since I got it. I used to basically just not be capable of filming at night, which was a major hindrance. And this thing for like $200 that I bought it for, plus I guess 100 for the softbox, 50 for the stand. Absolute game changer. I might even say for a lot of people, if you're looking to up your videography game, buying a nice studio light is probably more helpful for you than buying a new camera body. Nice lenses, nice lighting, way more important than the camera. Anyway, those are some of the tools that I've most enjoyed using this past year of 2023. Let me know what you think about this style of video. I'll be back to the higher produced, story-driven content next week, but I wanted to get something simple out over the holidays and a little retrospective on the year, you know? At the end of all my videos, I say thank you for your time. I don't really ask for like and subscribe. It's not that that's a bad thing, but I generally like to end the videos on a note of thanks rather than an ask. And I know this video is going up on January 2nd, but this is the last media I'm recording for the channel in 2023. And just wanted to say thanks for everybody that's here. In the past, 6 months that I've started to take this semi-seriously, we've gone from, 200 something subscribers to over 8,000, which is amazing to see. At the start of this year, when I was sitting at 150 subscribers and like 3 videos on the channel, I set some goals for myself. I wanted to make at least 10 videos this year. That was my goal. And my shoot for the stars ambitious projection was 2,000 to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That was my stretch goal for those 10 videos. And I ended up succeeding. I made just over 10 videos and almost tripled my sub goal for myself. For the past handful of weeks since the company that I worked for went out of business and I've been approaching this more full time, I've been feeling like a sense of community for the first time on this channel. Seeing repeat names, nice comments, and getting to know some people that watch my videos. And all of this community building and numbers going up has been a result of consistency as I've gone from posting, once every 6 months to posting almost once a week. It's really blown up a bit. So I'm committing in 2024 to have a video up on this channel every Tuesday. And you can hold me to that, as well as live streams on every Thursday, at least that I'm in town. I'm not committing to 52 live streams, but there will be 52 videos. So with the sense of community that I'm starting to feel, we need a place for that to happen, a place for these makers of all kinds that watch the channel to, hang out and communicate with each other, share projects. And so I have launched a Discord channel for those of you that have Discord. Hop in. I soft launched the Discord to people in my live stream chat yesterday, and there's already 40 people in there talking about 3D printing, cameras, drones, all kind of stuff, which is so damn cool to see. Because now I have a place to hang out and share, works in progress and get advice on things as well. When you join, you can click on channels and roles and select, what brand of maker you are, whether you're interested in tabletop games, cameras, cars, woodworking, metalworking, whatever. And so that can kind of start the networking of being able to see who else is interested in the kind of stuff that I do. Or say, I need a website, I can find somebody in there that says they're into coding or whatever. I'm super psyched to see people in there already and chatting about stuff they're working on. It's awesome. So hop on in. The invite is in the description and the pinned comments. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. I'll see you on Thursday evening for a live stream and Tuesday with another video. Thank you for your time.